Hello YouTube and welcome to Amnesia, The Dark Descent. I thought we'd try giving this a go because I've heard that it's quite a scary game. So hopefully we might get a little bit scared and see if we can get this done. Obviously I think this is going to be a longer game, so we'll cut it down into a few short videos, but let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I
The
done?
Monopoly place?
This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is... I am Daniel.
Got blood on the ground, or I think it's meant to be blood. Alright, so yeah, I've heard a lot about this game. I've never actually seen anyone play it, or the sensitivity is fucked. Yeah, that's better. Just had to bump up the sensitivity a little bit. Bit. How you doing? Am I concussed? Up the tinderbox. Sit down by the fire. No. Oh. Yeah, nice, another tinderbox. Hey, the old click and throw mechanics. I don't know. I don't think this is by the same people that done Among the Sleep, but I'd say they've taken a few liberties, or Among the Sleep took a few liberties from this, because so far the controls are feeling almost identical. You can hear someone walking around there, and yeah, we've even got the lane. What on earth? Am I about to pass out or die, or what's go? Am I just hunting down whatever attacked me? Come on. What's down here? Bust him with a broom. Hey, another tinderbox. Let's go. So that went that way, but this door opened for some reason, so I'm going to assume. Okay, so if we stand in the dark, our sanity drains. Sounds a bit like Phasmophobia. So I can use the tinderboxes to actually turn on other lights. Only thing I've really seen is like, yeah, people running around and there's like a bit where the floor is just all water and then there's an invisible monster or something. Jesus. Yeah, there we go. Oh yes, and 2 tinderboxes down here. Like, is this count as like being in the dark? I don't know. Because shit was getting weird, but... Hey, we got a lantern. F. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Oh, I see. This is why we need the lantern. Like, I'm pretty confused at the moment because we're literally just like following this pink blood, and it just stops here.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Alright, so I wonder what this old fella done. Just picked up oil. Press N to check that.
Twenty minutes later.
Ah, there's a lever over here. Alright. So I don't think we need the lantern here because it's bright.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brandenburg.
Alright, flashback done. I don't know if this is going to be a smart thing to do, but let's have a look. Oop. I didn't think that this is going to take us into a different area. Yeah, nah. We don't have much bloody oil to be walking around in that pitch black area. Pardon? Someone just screaming? The fuck? What if I've got like unlimited stamina? What the hell? Can't be torn by hand or tools. Alright, so it turns out we can't go down there yet. So where the fuck do we need to go? See if we can suss out what that screaming was before. Tabularium? Were we just in the archives? I feel like we were. Well, at least we've got some.
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Right. Is that literally all that was in here? Little statue man. Yeah! That was actually quite loud. Door open there. Yeah, I swear we heard something like down there. Like that. We just heard something then as well.
17th of May, 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
Yeah, look, that's not ideal. Hey, tinderbox, let's go. But, damn. Although maybe we'd be able to pick it up. Pardon? Oh yes, oil. Does this book any relevance? I'm gonna guess not. Let's go. Won't open, it's locked. I don't know if I need to be like saving oil or tinder boxes. It's a big ass room. Okay. Hopefully just a coincidence. Although I'm pretty sure we heard the piano playing before. Yeah, I think that's just literally the other way. So I guess we're going down here. Oh, I just heard something like inhale next to me. Okay. Just scrolls. Kingdom of Prussia. There's another tinderbox, and we can light that, do that. Now let's read this one.
The 17th of May, 1839.
What happened?
After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground,
Clobber us from behind.
gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light. It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
Did I get whacked in the head or just fallen over randomly? Hey, oh, heaps. Heaps of loot. Let's go.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the walls. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
Right. Turns out there's lots of like little flashbacks in that. Oh. Right. No. Yeah, I can. Yeah, sweet. Okay, so it looks like we're not going through that way. You said fragile but not breakable by hand. I just like pressed it a few times and it broke open. Does that mean I don't have hands? Hey, we actually have a jump. That's huge. Which is...
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
That one just sounded like a... Ooh. I mean, we need to break this. Aha! This book. Think anything? Local folklore. Oldstadt and Brennenburg Castle, 1801. Another region rich with lore is Oldstadt. Deep within the East Prussian woods, for centuries there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbour, Castle Brennenburg. The quiet, forest-clad mountains dressed with scattered lakes is as picturesque as can be, albeit the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local and you will hear proof of the widespread superstition. All travellers should indulge themselves in such conversations since it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment. All of them have their own twists on the tales, but there are some motives that keep reappearing. The Gatherers. This story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30 Years' War. It is said that soldiers who abandoned their duty got lost in the cold, dark woods and were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies, wrought by their tainted souls, have left them disfigured and empty of essence. Many have cited them over the years and described them as horrid revenants. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers as they seem to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside the damp burlap sacks dragged behind them which reveal their presence. What dark scheme do they follow? A Visit Undone. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, the well-known erudite, visited Oldstadt at the start of the 16th century. He resided in the local inn for a fortnight as he looked for remnants of kingdoms past. During his stay, all the prominent members of society paid notice, and he is mentioned in many records of the time. One day he went to investigate a burrow in the northwestern glades, only to never be seen again. Heinrich is known to have passed away in Grenoble some 10 years later. He dismissed the notion of ever visiting Oldstadt, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who was this mysterious man who visited the sleepy hamlet in the woods, and what happened to him? The Immortal Baron. The Baron of Brennenburg lives a reclusive life with his family at his castle nearby Oldstadt, and like most those of noble birth, rumours are inherited alongside with the title. Researching the history reveals little before the castle was consumed by fire in the late 16th century. It was rebuilt by Alexander, a nobleman from the Rhinelands, claiming the role as protector of the Prussian state. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remained popular throughout his presumed lifetime. The family has always been secretive when it comes to lineage and heritage, therefore the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring has never been fully recorded. This has fed the idea that the Baron is in fact the one and the same who came from the west over 300 years ago, lived through the time of occupation and joined the coveted Order of the Black Eagle along with the great leaders of this country. And I can hear shit moving around. It won't open, it's locked. So... meant to go now then? Actually, will there be another lever? Ah, must be a way in. Alright. Oh, secret book. Oh, that's what the thing was. Oh. Hey, there we go. That's what it was on about. It was like, oh, once you hear that noise, you need to go quickly. Hey. Regarding closing of the wine cellar, Wilhelm and his fools have endangered my research long enough with their absent-minded handling of the human vessels. The sheriff is keeping a watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trusty servants. It's just a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brennenburg. I need to lock Wilhelm and his men up to avoid further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off until the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave or they will starve. Whatever comes first, they can rot for all I care. Maybe I'll feed them some wine. It would, in a sense, solve both of my problems. Okay, so it sounds like old mate's a murderer. And maybe those... maybe those, like, gatherers are actually not beasts or whatever. Do we... Oh no. Oh, Reed's wine cellar. Where the hell's the wine cellar? Oh, hello. Oh, looks like things actually... Like things are gonna start ramping up. Let's go. Is it... Oh, Jesus! Here I was about to say, buddy. Looks like it's going to be a quiet episode, but I think we might actually call that here, because even now it is 31 minutes long. Anyway, let's finish this episode here and then jump into the next episode next time. Hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next one. Cheers.